Welcome to the activation meditation for Gene Key 48, the gift of resourcefulness. Take a moment, get comfortable, whether lying down or sitting down, and let's begin to breathe nice and deep into our abdominals, fully expanding and contracting, breathing down deep, all the way down to our root. Breathing in through the nose, and out through the mouth. Two more times. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Allowing our heads to soften, our neck to soften, our shoulders beginning to relax. Feeling our weight being supported and held. One more time, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just allowing us to sink deeper and deeper, allowing our back to soften, our hips to relax, our legs to fall as they may, relaxing us all the way down to the tips of our toes, allowing the soles of our feet to begin to open, feeling a coolness, a freshness come over our feet as our big, beautiful roots begin to ascend from our soles down deep through Mother Earth's surface, through all of her beautiful layers, her core layers, as they effortlessly and easily glide through all of them on their journey to her heart center, to her core. As they make their approach, they begin to wrap around her core over and over and over again until you feel that spark, that divine connection as you plug in. Immediately pulling up her warm, detoxifying and healing, loving energy as it rises up through your roots, as it enters the soles of your feet. You feel that warmth, you feel that tingling sensation, you feel that loving energy. As you begin to see a soft glow, as it begins to detox and cleanse every atom of every cell, every strand of DNA, every bone, every muscle, all of your life force, blood and breath every enzyme, every organ, pushing all the way out through your skin, far and wide into your energetic bodies that surround you. You begin to see, as this energy rises up your shins, that you are literally glowing from the inside out, feeling that warm tingle as it rises into your knees, and slowly up your thighs, seeing the glow brighter and brighter and feeling that warmth enveloping you as it seeps up into your root chakra and settles from hip to hip on the bottom of your torso. Allowing your root chakra to soak up every ounce of this healing, cleansing energy, allowing it to wash away any thoughts of instability, any thoughts of insecurity or stress, bringing you back to a place of balance, security, surety, allowing you to feel safe, held, and supported in your body in this moment, allowing you to relax even more. Allowing this energy to rise up from side to side, enveloping your sacral chakra, cleansing away any insecurities, any deep-seated fears, expanding the center, really allowing us to open ourselves up to receive, to create from a place of unknowingness, a place of resourcefulness, feeling ourselves fully supported, fully open to receive. I bring your awareness to a beautiful field where you feel yourself lying on a beautiful bed of grass next to the river. You're familiar with this river. This is a river that you spend a lot of time at, fishing and searching. You've never been this far down the river, though. You're not even quite sure if you can find your way back to your village. Beginning to feel the uncertainty rising within you of where you are. You hear some noise off in the distance, which sounds like a crowd of people. Surely they will know how to get back to your village. Surely they will know where you are. As you begin down a wide path through the forest, simply following the noise, it opens up to another clearing. Well, this is not your village, but it is a village. And these people seem so happy, so in the flow, This is nothing like your village. As you enter into it, you are welcomed with open arms. You are greeted and loved on. You are made welcome in their space. They are not sure where your village is, but they offer you a space in their village. Enthralled by the happiness that is in this new village, enthralled by how everyone talks to each other and shares information and helps each other, you graciously accept. You could use a break from your village anyway. You watch for a couple of days how everybody interacts with each other, how they seem to pool their resources, share information. They don't seem to work very much or very hard. This is something you are not used to, something that you don't understand. What are they teaching their children? How will their children survive not knowing how to work hard for what they need, how to save up and stock supplies for the dark winters? How will their children survive? You call a meeting because you are so concerned that they are not being responsible, that they are not doing what they need to do to survive, to teach their children. As all the villagers gather around you, curious to what this meeting is about, you begin to express your deep concern and your fear that their children will perish. That long after they're gone, that their children will perish and die, and their village will never survive. That the village will be left empty simply because they are not being taught how to survive. You're not teaching these children how to stockpile supplies, how to ensure that there's always enough food and always enough resources, that we always have enough to trade or barter, that we always have enough tools, enough wood to keep us warm. How can you not teach your children this? How can you not be responsible? How can you teach them to go in the flow and to share all their secrets? How can you teach them to enjoy their life? Life is only enjoyed once you have worked so hard and earned it. Life is not meant to be enjoyed in the moment. The looks on the faces of the crowd that is gathered around you is dumbfounded, confused. They just don't understand. They tell you, we teach our children to walk alongside their fear. We teach our children that it's okay not to know. We teach our children to trust that when we need something, it will come. That we have all the information that we always need. And when we don't, we have our community of resources. And we lean on each other we help each other, and together we create unity, strength. So utterly confused by these words and not understanding it at all. Not understanding how they can live in such a light way. Not understanding what it even means to go inward. What it even means to have all the information you need to know. You feel the heavy, intense pressure to go out and do it all yourself. I will not let these children perish. I will go out and work even harder. I will go out and find and stockpile all the resources and show them, even if it means I show them by myself. And every morning, at the crack of dawn, you awake, you head out the village on your search of supplies and tools, food, resources, and every evening you return, tired, worn out, but feeling accomplished, feeling that you have returned with resources that can be saved, that will save us all. Day in and day out, you repeat this. Every day getting more and more resentful how the other people in the village are not appreciating your hard work. How other people in the village are not being grateful for what you are doing, for what you are doing for their children. Don't they see? Don't they see that you are saving them? That you are providing security for their families, for their children's children. Utterly frustrated and starting to become super exhausted, you decide to take another day off. You sit outside your little hut and watch how everyone is communicating and chit-chatting, laughing, having just a beautiful time. You seem to notice how they always have food. They always have medicine. They always have wood. Yet you never see them going out day in and day out, working hard, struggling, putting in the hours, putting in the work to be worthy of receiving these beautiful resources. You begin to scratch your head in utter confusion. I just don't understand. Where are they getting this? You spend the next week doing much of the same as you did before, struggling, going in and out, determined to feel secure and certain that their future will be cared for. Then one night as you return lugging back all the supplies that you have gathered, getting ready to stockpile them and lock them away to help you feel more secure. One of the villagers asks you if you would like to have a drink and enjoy the sunset. Oh, that sounds heavenly, you say. And you decide you deserve this break. So you join her. You head down towards the river, where you can see the beautiful sunset glisten off the water as it gets mirrored back. So peaceful and calm and serene. As you sit there enjoying the breeze and enjoying the view, the villager says to you, you know, you don't have to work so hard. At least not for us anyway. You glimpse over. But why? Don't you want to have a secure future? Don't you want to provide for your children and your children's children? Don't you want to teach them what it means to earn? And without skipping a beat, the villager responds, oh honey, but we are. See, everything we need is within us or around us. We all have the same fears that you do. Well, then how come you aren't out working hard? How come you are not trying to stockpile all your resources and save them? Why do you share them? Aren't you afraid you're going to run out? Aren't you afraid that one day there won't be enough? The villager says, sure, we have those fears as well. But there's one thing that we've learned. We've learned that when we are resourceful and that when we get comfortable with not knowing where everything is going to come from, not knowing what tomorrow may bring, something magical happens. We find everything that we need. We are able to live in the moment, to be flexible and adaptable. If we don't know or don't have, someone else will. And our willingness to share our resources, our willingness to unite and stand alongside our fear and help each other has always been the best way for us. We live such longer lives than any other tribes around us. We live much healthier lives, needing less because of this. We're not teaching our children to become victims. We're not teaching our children they have to work hard. We're teaching them how to work together, how to transform knowledge into wisdom, not to become a victim to false security. You see, at any moment, something could come along and take away all those resources that you stockpiled, causing you to have nothing and having to simply start again. But when you build a community of resources, resourcefulness, when you know that your well will always provide the water that you need, and that your trees will always provide the wood that you need, and that your plants will always provide the food that you need. And if it doesn't, it just means we need to get resourceful. We need to unify. We need to help one another. And we have strength in our unity. Never understanding this before, feeling somewhat perplexed, feeling the need to return back to your original village, asking if she knows the way, when she says, "Why do you want to join the sheep when you could lead the herd?" And in that moment, something happened within you. This villager's right. I could return to my village and teach them about this. I could teach them resourcefulness. I could teach them to learn to trust the not knowing. To integrate our inner talents and resources together, to come together, allowing us to enjoy our lives much more. Feeling like a light bulb just went off in your brain. You ask, "Can you teach me this? Can you teach me how to do this?" Her answer, "It's simple. Just surrender. Surrender and trust that when you need something, you know it will appear. Surrender knowing that no matter what happens in your life and in your community, that it has a reason. Surrender and believe that if something happens, that your community will gather around you and help support you, help lift you up by pulling their resources together. See, the secret of being free, the secret to not working hard, is that our resources are infinite. And that when we are okay with living in a constant state of not knowing, when we learn that water can be empty yet full, weak yet strong, resistant yet yielding, we can understand that ultimately it shapes us. We are wiser because we do not know. We are powerful because we don't care about power. And we are fearless because fear only fears itself. And we know that it doesn't really exist. We know that we always have the power within us. We know that we would rather live a life fully and in complete trust than a life not lived in doubt and fear. And in that moment, sparks began to ignite throughout your body. You felt this sense of relief that it was okay to not know, that it was okay to be uncertain, that it was okay to feel fear and walk alongside it. You were amazed at how much light was emerging from this dark place that you had lived for so long. And in that moment, you knew that you had activated Gene Key 48. You have activated your gift of resourcefulness. You learned to trust that the answers will always emerge, that the resources, everything you need will always emerge at the right moment in your life, right when you need it, and that you could begin to allow your sense of fear and anxiety about not feeling secure to fade away. And as you returned to the village with your friend, you were greeted by some of your own villagers who had gone on a search to find you. So excited to see people that you have known your whole life, jumping for joy, hugging them, loving on them, invading their space. They are so curious as to what has happened to you. And you say, I promise to tell you all about it. You thank all the villagers that have welcomed you in and taught you this beautiful gift of surrender, this beautiful gift of resourcefulness. And you head back to your village. That night, as you entered your village, you gathered everybody around, thinking they were going to hear this beautiful yet trauma-filled story of anguish and despair that you struggled through for weeks and weeks as you were away from your village. And instead, you were shocking them by your words of wisdom, by your inner desire to bring together your community into service of the whole. They were completely confused, yet a little bit excited about the feelings that they didn't have to work so hard, that they didn't need to be greedy, that they could help each other, that together they could prosper, that pulling the resources was powerful and was the secret they had been searching for all along. Knowing that everything that he experienced in those weeks that he was gone was beautiful knowledge that he in turn made into wisdom that he could share with his village. The true manifestation of knowledge is the ability to turn it into wisdom. That night, as you lay your head down in your own very bed, in your own very hut of your own village that you have just single-handedly transformed, normally you would feel a sense of hierarchy and power. You would feel special. This time, you didn't. Instead, you felt something completely new to you. Harmony. You felt nothing but perfect harmony. You felt a sense of fullness that you have never felt before, yet still uncertain, but yet peaceful at the same time. It was a beautiful feeling. As you close your eyes, you begin to breathe in this feeling of wholeness and fullness, even in that beautiful void of uncertainty. Breathing it in through your nose, encapsulating it in your body, and breathing out. Breathing in again, all that beautiful feeling of wholeness and harmony. And breathing out all the uncertainties. Beginning to feel tingling as your body returns to its present moment. Feeling your weight once again embody your body. Knowing that just because anything is uncertain doesn't mean it's unsafe. That when you surrender all your questions back to yourself, back to source, back into the infinite, knowing that all your answers will be answered in divine timing, and that whatever you need will show up just when you need it. You breathe a sigh of relief, a sigh of surrender, a sigh of freedom. Breathing in one last time, locking in all that new inner found freedom, and releasing. Beginning to wiggle your toes and your fingers, rotating your ankles and your hands, bringing yourself back to your beautiful infinite free space. And when you're ready, you may open your eyes. Namaste.